I travel a lot. And a lot of my friends and people that I know and don't know on social media, they always ask me, how is it that you travel so much? Why did you find the time? How did you save up to do all these amazing experiences? And that is why I'm here, and that is what I'm going to talk to you about today. All right, so let's start with the one big thing, money. How do you find the money to travel? What I would say is every month, if you are employed, try and put aside some money every month. Whether it's that 20,000 or 30,000, just put it away into a savings account. Do not touch it so that in 6 months' time, you have built up quite a lot of money to travel. Where do you stay when you go traveling? Because a lot of people find accommodation costs are really expensive. So my advice to you is Airbnb. You can find some really nice places to Airbnb. I have stayed in hostels at times from booking.com, and they've turned out to be really nice. There's a time I stayed in Kensington, and everyone knows Chelsea and Kensington in London is one of the more posh, you know, it is posh. It's really posh area of London. And I managed to stay there for a whole 2 weeks one time on Airbnb, and it was super affordable. Everyone thinks I'm a baller. I'm really not. It's just how you use your money and the decisions you make when you travel. All right, so that's accommodation sorted. 3, food. All right, now please do not go to the most expensive restaurants you can find, things you've looked up online and they're giving you all these different options. Don't do that. You're on a budget, so stick to it. Don't try and go out of your lane. Nobody's gonna know that you went to McDonald's for a whole month, which by the way, I did. And it was fine. Well, kind of unhealthy, but you get my point. Go a little bit cheaper with decent food, okay? Right, what else is there? Oh yes, how to get to the different destinations you want to get to. Flights. Booking flights can be quite costly. Do it early. It is very important when you travel with a plan. Please go to a website like Skyscanner, which gives you fare comparisons for all different, well, most different airlines, and then you can make your decisions based on that. It's very reliable, even though it's like third-party websites. Alternatively, you could go to Skyscanner, look for a flight, and then go onto the actual flight's website. Let's say it's ba.com, that's British Airways, and then book directly from there. Most likely it will be cheaper than booking from a third-party source. Right, great. Now, you have accommodation sorted, you have your flight sorted, you have got your destination all lined up. Finding the time to travel. When do you do it? So I said you got to plan for it. So plan your holidays, plan your leave days. If you're in full-time employment, you need to get your leave days way in advance. Try and get a week at least. If you're going to another country, a week is a good enough time to spend in a certain destination, okay? If you can do it longer, do it longer. If you are self-employed, it's really hard to get those leave days, but you also need a bit of a holiday. So just pencil it in and make sure you stick to it as much as possible. Of course, be flexible, but it will just help with getting good fares for flights and accommodation if you plan on time. So the reason I'm able to travel a lot is because I'm a teacher. I get 4 months off in a year, which is great for me because I've got all this free time to do what I want to do. Okay, not everybody has that luxury, unfortunately. Okay, now, what do you do when you get to these destinations? Itinerary. Now, sometimes I go and my friends always laugh at me because if I'm traveling with friends, I've got this whole itinerary all penciled out saying this is what I want to do on which day, this is how much it's going to cost, and this is how long we're going to spend there, and this is how much it will cost to get us to a certain destination. I went to Alton Towers. My friends didn't know how to get there. We were going to use the train, then we thought, no, let's just drive up. So we ended up driving up and it worked out a lot better and it was a lot more stress-free. But having this itinerary is very important. So before you go to a destination, have a look on TripAdvisor, for example, and see what there is to do in those places. Look at the ratings, look at the reviews. If it's something you want to do, put it down. If you know you can't afford something, look for an alternative. There's so many things to do and to see in different countries. I will give you a tip though. Do not do things just because they're there for you to do them. A lot of places like tourists to go to them and they will spend so much money. There's a time I went to Madrid, and when I was there, yes, I did a few touristy stuff, but I also went to, like the local pubs and, the mariachi bands, and it was such a different experience to the normal local, the normal touristy vibes which everybody gets to experience. You really want to see the culture, you really want to get engrossed in the way of life there, and saves you on cash. Now, I'm not the only one on Shamelessly Opinionated who travels a lot. I know quite a few of us do travel. I know Susan travels. She just got back from Morocco not too long ago. And I know Nyaga is planning a trip in the next week or two, so look out for that. If you want to find out any more information about me, how I do it, where I've been, any trips, any tricks, anything at all about my adventure stories, not just traveling out of the country, but also local tourism, very important. I've been to so many places in Kenya already, and so many more places that I want to go. I'm like the adventure girl, yeah? If you have any questions, please hit me up on my DM at Mina Reeve blog is my public domain. You can also send me a shout on Shamelessly Opinionated. On Instagram, again, it's at Shamelessly Opinionated. You can subscribe to our channel on YouTube. Please, 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 let's get those conversations going.